Do you think you're a great driver? Of course you do. Everybody thinks he's a great driver. We take calculated risks and make complex decisions every second when we are behind the wheel. And yet, it seems like everyone has a different take on the best way to drive. There's the overconfident type. You have the meek and indecisive type. And of course, the flat out mean and aggressive type. Which type are you? Here at Waste Eliminator, we have developed a set of easy and logical best driving practices that are simple to understand. You may find yourself disagreeing with some of the principles, but we encourage you to be open-minded and put them into practice, especially while you are driving a commercial truck. First, let's understand why it is so important to develop a driving philosophy. Because as the saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And at Waste Eliminator, we have taken a pledge to do everything possible to protect the public, ourselves, and the company. Now we see people every day implementing their own driving philosophies or pledges, oftentimes very obviously bad ones. For example, I pledge to keep my position on the road and not leave space for anyone to get in front of me. Or, I promise to go as fast as the guy in front of me and tailgate him until he moves over. As a professional driver, we can easily spot these rookie maneuvers, but it goes much deeper than simple immaturity. As a Type A, go-getter person, as many of us drivers are, it's not always easy to yield space and allow others to, quote, get ahead of us, especially if we have witnessed them doing something, quote, wrong by waiting too long to merge, for example. The psychology can get complicated, but here's where you, the professional driver, come into play by always being the better person, being fully aware of the stakes and doing everything possible to protect the public, yourself, and the company. After all, you made a choice to be a professional driver, and we have a duty to society to adhere to the best way of driving and to not engage in unnecessary risks or games. The FMCSA, or Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, has very strict standards defining a preventable accident with commercial trucks, and they will ding our score for any accident in which a vehicle was towed or a person was injured, regardless of fault. Such dings raise insurance rates significantly. Plus, juries are usually very liberal in awarding damages to victims of commercial truck accidents. For example, the driver of this car settled for $5,000 for, quote, injuries due to a rear end tap. Ridiculous, right? For this video, we're not going to even mention the basic things like using your blinker 3 times before you change lanes, or 100 feet before making a turn. We won't waste our time reminding you to always run your headlights. There's no need to mention easy things like checking mirrors frequently, using the acceleration lane properly, not backing up on public roads, and staying drug and alcohol free. A thorough pre-trip and adjustment of mirrors is a reminder that will not be included in this video. No, this is a lesson for professional drivers who don't need to be reminded of such easy things. So let's move on and look at some more advanced concepts. Getting the proper amount of rest is an essential first step as a commercial driver. In fact, drowsy driving is the second leading cause of fatal motor vehicle accidents. Research has proven that humans need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, and I know many of you are thinking you are fine with just 5. Please, respect the science on this one. Have you set up your personal life so that you have 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day to keep your mind functioning properly? In this example, the driver admitted to falling asleep at the wheel, resulting in a collision with this trailer. Dedicate yourself to establishing a bedtime 7 to 9 hours before you need to wake up. For example, if you stay 30 minutes from the shop and have a report time of 5 a.m., you should consider a bedtime as early as 7:30 p.m. We all need our space. The great thing about this is you always have control over the amount of space in front of you. And it is always the responsibility of the rear driver to maintain this distance regardless of the speed limit or your emotions. We measure following distance in seconds, and we require a minimum of 4 seconds following distance. To measure this, take a landmark from the car in front of you and start counting after 1 second from that vehicle passing this landmark. When that spot reaches your vehicle, then that is your following distance. In this video, a following distance of 1 second was a major factor in the driver running a red light. Watch for space beside you and behind you and plan for unexpected emergencies. If someone is tailgating you, you might consider gradually slowing until they pass or back off. But remember to keep your eyes moving and don't stay fixated on any one thing. This is also helpful on job sites where obstacles and hazards can appear very quickly. Remember to anticipate the errors of others and take pride in successfully avoiding collisions rather than allowing them to happen. Speed limit postings are a result of detailed independent traffic studies. They are determined by hills, curves, and vehicle density in a given area, and they define the timing on traffic lights. Therefore, the best answer is to always go the speed limit, or less, not 5 over, not 9 over, and not flow of other speeding traffic. Plus, getting a speeding ticket is no fun. In Georgia, there are a couple different categories of speeding citations. First, simply going faster than the posted speed limit is one method of breaking the law. Second, going too fast for conditions is another. So remember to be aware of your traffic environment and stay within a reasonable speed of your fellow motorists without exceeding the posted speed limit. Consider using your cruise control when traffic is light enough. This can allow for more observation of vehicles around you. Look at this video where a driver runs a red light. Perhaps he was distracted or couldn't see the light in the shadows. Even though he was only going 7 over the speed limit, this would be the difference in being able to stop in time once he saw the traffic light. Go the speed limit and give yourself all of the opportunities to save yourself from other factors around you. If you are carrying a load, Waste Eliminator requires drivers to follow the advisory speed limit signs. As you know, the center of gravity on a truck is significantly higher than a car, and the truck can roll over in the blink of an eye. In this accident, the truck was going 16 miles per hour with a top-heavy load, a speed that is not terrible for a regular car, but a speed that is devastating for our large trucks. Have you ever missed a turn while talking on the phone? How about talking to passengers? Distractions can take on many different forms, and it's a major problem. The two obvious types of distraction are visual and manual. Are you distracted by looking at something like a flashy sign or your phone or tablet? Maybe you are doing something like adjusting the radio or eating a sloppy sandwich. These are pretty clear examples of behaviors to avoid. But the most dangerous type of distraction is a little less obvious: cognitive. This happens when you are thinking about something other than the road. Maybe you've had some recent life events, or maybe it's just a conversation with someone. Either way, these cognitive distractions can be the most dangerous because people don't take them seriously. At Waste Eliminator, we've had several examples of preventable accidents due to cognitive distraction. If you are having a problem, like all humans do, feel free to contact your supervisor or HR, and we will keep your issue confidential. We are here to help. Most importantly, do not drive the truck if you think the distraction is severe enough to keep you from concentrating on driving correctly. As for the phone, Waste Eliminator requires its drivers to use the phone, Bluetooth or otherwise, only when the vehicle is stopped and legally parked. Thank you for your time and being open-minded about this proven method of driving. We hope it has provided helpful and thought-provoking information to persuade even the most experienced drivers like you to do even better. As a commercial driver, the #1 item on your job description is very simple. Don't hit anything and don't allow anything to hit you. Be proud of the example you provide to the public, the customers, and your coworkers. You truly make a difference. We make a difference.